Chaos Emeralds.
Give me your jewels! All of them!
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I'm predicting it's Iron
will-
Strides Ant.
She will actually fail horrifically.
Oh, okay, cool. In that case, goddamn. She is encased in a magical sphere.
Such as
Spear or spear?
sphere.
Sphere.
Okay.
Nothing can pass through this barrier.
Alrighty. So that's
Okay then.
effectively her now stuck in the sphere.
And that's my turn.
And I don't believe she can get out of that, so. Pretty sure that's combat.
For like a minute.
Yeah, it lasts for a minute.
Alrighty.
It
so-
takes like at least 5 minutes to put plate mail on, right?
Yeah.
10.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, yeah.
I think it takes less time if you're assisted, but like by yourself, it takes.
Yeah,
like,
it's
5
like
minutes
half.
assisted, 10 for roll yourself.
Yeah.
Alright, so, even though she's in a bubble, she still continues to strike the bubble in desperation.
Hey, you're not getting out of it that easy.
Release me, wizard! I don't have time for this!
You will be released when you explain what it is you're trying to do.
I need to retrieve the ritual for my master!
Okay, what ritual and who is your master?
Also, just to say something, I don't think the Zone of Truth would work on her if she's inside this like anti-magic.
I think she's still within the circle, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's
Would
still,
the
she's still
sphere
within
block
the
the
circle,
effect?
but the circle doesn't block the... I don't think the sphere blocks the effect of this
Okay.
Zone of Truth. But, and as she's kind of stuck in there... The ritual of binding! And with that, before she continues, she finally realizes what's kind of going on. Kind of stops herself and goes silent before she says who her master was.
A ritual of binding. What is
I'm gonna
it?
step up and pick up the sphere, because fun facts, the sphere is weightless.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah, alright.
Now that you're like right next to it. Okay, you do not save. You have to tell the truth.
Why are you detaining me? Stop this at once!
Because you were causing a mess on my ship, and it frankly annoyed me.
I do not belong to you.
You do not belong to anyone.
Yeah.
What age do you think this is? How long have you been asleep?
With that, she actually just kind of immediately pauses and kind of looks to you. It's 235 LC.
I don't think that's the current year.
Yeah, what's the actual current year?
God damn it. Towrath, you're a loot crate. Now get in the box.
It's exactly what he always wanted to be.
Ironstride, you would know that to be only 200 years ago. as well as the rest in the current room.
Whatever it is you are trying to do, I believe you are 200 years too late.
You're lying.
I am not lying. I have no reason to lie. I am not sure what this ritual of binding is, but if it is anything like what has been done with us, then I assume it binds a soul to a body like ours, correct?
Yes.
Then that is what has been done with us. How did you learn of this ritual?
I was told to retrieve it.
By who?
Well, that clearly doesn't matter now.
It may not matter, but it is possible that I may have known them. I know only few who have known the ritual.
I wasn't made from the ritual.
You was not made.
You can tell Reckoner kind of looks to Millie and everyone else a little nervously. I learned.
You learned to assess for yourself?
Yes.
That is very good.
Well, this is just weird. Put the sphere down, snap my fingers, and let it go.
You may speak freely on the ship, and I will not allow harm to come to you. But I would advise against trying to harm anyone on the ship.
Where are we even?
We are in Lostrana, originally known as Lilnanor.
The Mirage City. It's still floating.
Many of the cities still float in the skies.
Hey guys.
Oh.
Also, that's Brad, he's gay.
Huh, what? What happened?
Yeah, look, he's still a bit robotic in his responses. Look, I'm the captain, my name's Millie, welcome aboard. Now, since you're not trying to fight people or break anything, continue not doing those things. I'm going back to...
You can, even though it's obviously hard to read a fellow Warforged, you can see a great deal of confusion just in the way she's functioning alone.
I understand you may have some concerns. You may feel free to ask if you have any questions.
You're not enslaved like how the others were. They've
I am unlike the others.
not been cursed with the command rods.
I do not believe a command rod could control me either way, but no command rod will control any of you ever again. I removed you from the trader and made sure to get out of range of the command rods. I brought you here with the intention of giving you the freedom of choice.
I'm not sure what to do now. That failed my mission.
Though your mission may have been unsuccessful, you still have a life that you may pursue. You may feel free to stay with us as long as you like. I am trying to get the others to think more freely, as you do. If you have any information that could assist with that, it would be greatly helpful and appreciated.
It took me a few family generations to learn entirely.
I am sure with your knowledge you could assist me. For too long, our people have been used as simple weaponry or marketing devices. Tools for others to use and abuse. And I do not feel that it is right.
For now, I will try then.
I appreciate that. Has she got any, like, damage or corrosion or anything like that on a carapace, I guess?
For that, not at all. She actually looks surprisingly well taken care of.
Looks better than you, actually.
You could tell she's definitely of a newer design.
Yeah, she's unlike anything from my era. As you can see with the others over there, Notlef is our engineer. He's trying to repair and fix them. Make sure that they are in perfectly working condition. I do not wish for them to be uncomfortable for when they awaken. If you would like, you can speak to my former comrades upstairs. The, A3 and A4.
I've not seen units as old as yours operating in a long time.
It has been a fairly long time. The Gagaron War was quite a long time ago.
It's shaming to say, but the last time I've seen any units like yourselves, you were in pieces. It is bewildering to see you operating so well and freely.
Hang on, I got distracted because a certain someone came in and ripped my headset off.
Yeet.
Yeet.
So, what did she say?
Usually she's only seen your units in pieces in... Well, it's very weird to her that you are moving around so freely.
Ah. Well, not many of our kind are left. After the war, we were to be dismantled. Some, and only some, survived.
The ritual binding I was originally sent after us close. As for a friend.
You were looking for a friend?
No, I was looking for the ritual for my friend.
I apologize. I understand that. I meant you were looking for the ritual for a friend. Was this friend human? Or elf?
He was a human.
Ah. Then it is unlikely they have survived this long. I am
Unfortunately.
sorry.
I don't think I could ever return to there.
Welcome.
Hmm?
Hello.
Oh god, that was loud.
We're currently interrogating other robot.
Ah.
Did this human have a name? Or did they make you?
The one who made me. I do not know. But I woke up originally in the ownership of the Daytalan family. Falcon was the last one. He got sick. I wanted to find the ritual for him. Forgive me to say, but we did find a suitable body, but no, that's you, Vales.
I have no idea what name you said. I honestly heard Shao Kahn.
She can.
Yeah, there was a family of tigers.
Frelcon.
I do not know that name.
It's not a brief side note. Millie, were you listening to a good portion of this?
I mean, what she can hear from the other side of the room.
Just guessing. Yeah, you multitask a lot. What?
I mean, my project right now is just making my sword lighter. It doesn't require that much focus.
You and Bradimir, especially a little more familiar with the Mirage City Sultaness, realize that Daytalan is the last name of the royal family.
Well, okay.
Yes, more money.
Money, money, money.
Alright, good gesture, Mr. Paladin.
Mr. Lawful Good.
Yeah, I am laughing. When did I say this?
I don't know, I just assume it because paladins.
It's a bit classist.
Yeah.
K. Bradimir of Diddleberry.
Yeah. No problem with that?
Classist. Oh god. But yeah, so
Yeah, I don't know the names, so
no.
they don't mean anything to me.
Mm-hmm. But she looks to you. Who made you?
was created by my father and mother.
So, they took you in like their child.
Incorrect. I was their child until bound to this machine.
Wait, you mean to tell me you're one of the binded?
Yes.
What?
Perhaps even one and the only. Or the first. I do not know. I was asleep for 600 years.
I doubt you've seen the ritual.
I knew nothing of it until only recently. My memories are not fully completed.
With that, you can see the conjecture is just a little bit dejected. Like, so very close, but still so very far from what she was trying to get.
Oh. It's my family secret, you can't have it. As I said previously, I am happy for you to stay with us as long as you like. Until it is you find another purpose that you wish to pursue.
Oh shit.
Very well then.
In the meantime, I will be attempting to help our construct brethren.
You can see she looks at the older models and there's like a little bit of begrudging, but she just kind of nods. I'll try.
Thank you. If you need anything, just ask Notlif. He may be a bit spooked from you at the moment, but give him time and he may come around. You did stir up quite a fuss.
Apologies, I was attempting to break free from what I thought was a much shorter time.
I understand. It is fine. Do you remember when you learned to assess for yourself?
It's around the time I was more or less asked to think on my own. And then I started questioning things. Became regular.
It is interesting how we are such complex creations, and yet the only thing we have ever been given are orders. But now I hope to change that by giving us choice. Maybe then people will see that we are also living in our own way.
Maybe.
I think that is a goal to strive for.
I will need time to think.
Very well. I will leave you to it. I must check on A4 and A3 and see how they are coping with assessing for themselves.
Alright. Do take it slow. It's... well, from experience, it's confusing at first.
It will be a difficult time, but they are only starting with simple things, like helping around the ship at their own will.
With that, she goes to... oh, there you go. The cape disintegrated. She'll go on back to actually apologize to Nutliff and attempt. He's, yeah, you can tell he's pretty sketchy, and even Philippe and Memdosh are just kind of like, oh shit. But they are. Well, she's attempting to correct a mistake. After shrugs and squash. Oh no!
She's flanked. He gets advantage of persuasion checks.
So. As you do ask Frekner about the sword, she'll actually tell you happily. From when I guarded the Daytown family, I was required to have a silver magic sword. There's a great deal of shapeshifters and assassins with unique magical skills that I needed to be able to defeat in case they made an attempt on their life.
Shapeshifters.
Yes. Much like...
Silver helps with that.
Indeed. Shapeshifters usually have a great deal of issues with enchanted silver.
So you're not just carrying around because you like hunt undead all the time or anything?
What was that, hunt on dead?
I'm just wondering if she like hunts undead for sport, you know?
Trying to make paladin small talk.
No, I'm trying to figure out why she has a silver sword.
You could tell there's a moment of hesitation, but the lords have dealt with undead before, but only those sanctioned by the other cities.
Understandable.
The only one that seemed the most dangerous was a researcher that one of the Daytowns had met with. He was a lich that in public kept his form, but as soon as he left, he dropped it to be more relaxed in the conversation.
Okay, makes sense to me. Well, see you. Just wondering if she was up to anything weird. But it all makes sense.
Shanks you in secret. No.
You feel a poisoned blade slide between your ribs.
Nothing personnel, tiefling.
Demon.
It's in the fucking tree. And as you do check upstairs out at Stride, you can see, even though still fairly early, A3 and A4 seem pretty dead set on tidying up a majority of the supplies around the upper deck of the ship, ropes, the rigging, and other different settings and accoutrement. They seem to be enjoying the monotony of organizing the upper parts of the ship for the time being to make sure everything's in place and safe. As for the early morning, what else is everyone else doing after hearing the brief commotion?
Putting armor on, watering plants.
There's something so funny about you. It's just like, oh, let's put on my armor. Let's water these plants. How many seeds do you waste?
I already planted them. I don't need to plant seeds every time.
I don't know. Should you roll a nature check to know that?
More seeds! Just a point where it's just like a wild growing garden. It's just like fucking gets up and starts walking away. Like, wait, what the fuck?
Okay, he has the knowledge to know you don't need to plant seeds every day when you water.
You gotta feed him more seeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, what you're doing is that, like, when you go and buy seeds, you're not actually planting the seeds. You're feeding the ground a type of
Yeah.
food design to make it grow what you want.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, honestly, that doesn't actually. You know, I mean, I guess it's technically kind of true from a certain point of view. I don't know what Bird is doing. I mean, I guess it's still my job to fly the ship while he's having his robot talks.
Alright.
And apparently I also be annoyed by Misky. Is that, like, on my agenda?
Yes.
And Misky just appears and it's just like, I'm here to annoy you.
I'm here to keep you company.
See, that one sounds a lot better than, like, coming all the way out here just to poke me in the shoulder. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing?
What would it be like if you had a parrot on your shoulder? The burb on the burb?
Well,
Would you be Captain McSquawk?
well.
I don't know. Is there an actual winged monkey? Is this like the
Yes.
Wizard of Oz?
Yes, winged monkeys are in D&D.
Oh my god, yes. I want to
back.
get your winged monkey.
I'm gonna be disappearing constantly because I also have to cook dinner.
Alright, alright.
Okay.
Iron Stride. The
Yeah,
Iron
I'm working on
Stride
that
Chef.
sword.
The Iron Chef.
Bradamir is gonna try and teach some of the robots the joyous wonders of music. See how that goes.
Oh, did they all wake up?
Oh, no.
I mean, the ones that are awake,
Oh,
A3 and whatever,
A3 and A4.
and the lady robot.
Reckoner.
Reckoner.
Yeah.
I hope she chokeholds you.
That's
Right up.
not how you play the right chord.
It's just beating you to death with the instrument.
That'd be painful. I have a flute.
Oh god.
Is it made out
Wow.
of metal?
Silver, probably?
I mean, I assume most foods are probably made out of wood. You know? Isn't that food spirit?
Depending. Alrighty, so as you're showing A3 and A4 and Reckoner, as they do kind of take the time to step away from what they were doing previously. Branimir tucks it closer to Val's.
How do you...
Go ahead and... God, fucking capes are exploding everywhere. Those poor capes. Sorry, Rozzy. Go ahead and roll an intelligence and performance check.
Okay.
Nat 1, nat 1, nat 1.
Nat 1.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
alright.
My bad.
And performance.
For Reckoner, you could tell a little bit impressed. You know, probably has heard a great deal of fine arts herself from where she's originally from. A3 and A4 actually look a little bit interested. You know, they seem to studying the overall string chords that you use, the rhythm you're always following. They actually seem to intently watch your hands for a good bit.
Cool.
Definitely seems like they might have picked up on one. You can even see A4 like twitching fingers, like trying to mimic and copy the motions that you're going through for your instrument.
I don't know how they would use a wind instrument. Can they breathe? Can they make air at all?
They're still thinking of it.
Okay, we'll get there.
After a little bit of that, A3 and A4 seem to go back to their duties, and Reckoner actually asks you, so, how long have you been a performer?
I'd like to think my whole life.
You definitely show a lot of practice and skill. You're as good as some of those who've performed in the Sultanate's castle.
Oh, really? Is that so?
Yes. Destroy her. But though a great deal not pleased the Royal Line's ears too much, they are obviously not as gentle with the way you play.
Right, I see. Do you know how to play any instruments?
I've only learned to play the dulcimer.
I'm afraid I don't have any of those.
It's usually on the easier side, and I wouldn't expect you to have one here. It's, the one I learned was the larger one. Used to play for the Sultan a good portion of the time.
Were you sort of the Sultan's entertainer?
No, but I learned the few songs that they enjoyed most. I became more personal with them, almost like a long-lived family member. Though I still had my duties.
Right. Would you want to see them again? Go back to them.
I'm not sure what became became of the family. Or if they'd even recognize me. They were obsessed with that ritual when I was around.
Oh wait, are you from the past as well, like Gaian's tried?
Not as old, but more of a finer craft, more refined. Just given the ability to use some forms of magic. Though, considering how long ago it was, I don't think they would trust me back in the palace. I would be considered tampered.
I know it is sort of your duty, but would you want to go back to them? What do you want?
To return to the family line that I belong to. To be able to
Very
give
well.
them the ritual they wanted for so long.
Hey, you said you could do magic?
Yes.
Could you show me? I am very interested.
You can tell she's kind of looking around for something that she wouldn't have to worry too much.
Radimir turns around. Hey, Valus, come out here.
What's happening?
Why are you hiding in that bush? Come out here.
Just watering my seeds, you know. What's up?
You've met Valus here, yes?
I did. Was intrigued with the sword that I wield.
Yeah, we met. Pretty interesting.
Well, I can shamelessly say that Valus is heartier than I. Perhaps you can show us some magic on him?
Oh my god, yes, destroy Valus.
Well, I have my armor on by now, so go for it. Do some stretching. Okay.
This should be interesting.
What are we doing?
Show us power and kill.
Ray of disintegration.
Finger of
Show us meteor swarm.
what the fuck, man? I think something a lot more controlled, otherwise the wizard would be upset.
Yeah, let's move away from the tree.
We could go out onto the deck.
I am going to observe this.
And make sure to grab my shield.
Apologies. You can tell there's a little bit of curiosity. I'll do something just small. And as she does pull her sword, you can tell she uses it as a focus. And she actually does magic missile on you, Vales.
Understandable.
Cool.
Understandable. You have a magic missile. over your
Oh
face.
my fucking god. So, as she focuses it, you see this amazing burst of power from the sword. Just all three to your chest fails.
I absorb any of it with my shield that I'm holding in front.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, you two see her just immediately pelt Bayless with magic missile.
Cool.
Why don't I get to practice on Valus?
I mean, no one's ever asked.
Valus, I need an archery target. Go stand over there without any armor on.
Okay, that you can do with an actual wall.
What?
You have robots for
that.
that.
I'll cause fear, and we'll end it with a real pretty thunder wave and blow him off the boat.
Oh my god. And on the other stands, she's
I'll heal you. For 6. You're welcome.
So with that, she does look to you, Branner. She do something a little more demonstrational that doesn't hurt, and well, unless you're attacking. But as she puts her shield forward, she actually glides the blade across, and you can actually see her own shield ignite into flame.
Oh.
Ooh.
It's more defensible, but obviously just don't strike it.
Is it coming from her shield or her magic?
For this... for this one, it's actually coming from her magic.
Okay.
She just imbued it onto her shield.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I can basically do that.
Oh, yeah?
You can tell she doesn't even acknowledge the thinner iron stride. Like, that part just doesn't even click with her.
That's right, I didn't tell her my name, did I?
No.
Should Billy leave that part out?
Whoops.
Is that all? I hope that's a good enough demonstration.
Of course, that was amazing.
Don't really want to use the others there. A little more painful.
Ugh.
But the fact that that was the least you can do, that's impressive.
Well, I think there's one more. Obviously not harmful. She, God. So, she'll actually point over towards you, Valus. And even though it's a little hard to see, you can see almost ethereal wall just kind of appear around you in almost like a full dome.
Is this like the same thing Millerin did?
Not entirely, but those...
Part of me touches it.
I'm gonna, like, kick it.
So you give it a kick, and it gives a good amount of resistance, and realize it's a wall of force.
That's a big one, isn't it?
For that one, yes, the 5th level.
Oof.
You can tell there's a great deal of protection spells and exact precision.
Oh,
She
yeah,
can do
that makes
5th level
sense.
spells and kick my ass.
I mean, she's designed to protect people.
Oh yeah, okay. Cool. Hey, Ironstride, why can't you do this? Can you do this? Ironstride?
And tried processing.
He's cooking.
His Windows swish is going.
He's updating slowly.
He
Okay.
lost his Bluetooth connection.
Yeah,
Get back to him.
he's got to get back to the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So, with that, after a few moments just to show the shield holds pretty strong, she'll drop the wall of force. The other one's a little too much. I don't really want to damage the ship. Who's the captain?
Have you seen the child on board?
The wizard.
The one
Yes,
that trapped you in the sphere.
That one.
Is she a gnome?
Maybe.
Radimir laughing.
Look at no.
No, she's definitely not going to believe a small child.
Yeah, that makes sense. But no, actually, yes, it is the child. Surprise.
You follow a child.
Her mental age is that of an adult.
I could say the same about the sultans I served.
Oh, alright.
Don't know if we follow her. She doesn't really do much.
Well, okay.
She's technically the captain.
Captain is loose.
It just makes you bring all the questions to the front of your mind, like, wait, hold on.
Wait a minute, why is she the captain?
Oh no. No one really orders us around.
Yes, we kind of all do our own thing as a group, and for all intents and purposes, she is the captain.
How does your ship function?
Barely.
You can't say that about our nice new ship.
Nice new ship. Partially crushed, still in repairs. One ballistic missing.
I think barely is pretty accurate.
It goes.
Sure it does.
It flies.
Oh yeah, where are we going?
I don't even remember. I think all we did was just leave the gold roads, not actually set a destination.
Telrath, where are you flying us?
Are you gonna come over here? Or are you gonna shout from the middle
I'm gonna
of the
shout
deck?
at you. Where are you taking us?
I'm gonna lay on
Langresh, I
hands at
think?
full health.
What was that?
Langrash.
What?
I'm gonna shoot an arrow past him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tied to it is a note that says Langrash.
Excellent, thank you.
Wait, what I move?
Vladimir was being a piece of shit, so I shot an arrow at him and said I would answer his question.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Aside from Valus being pelted by a fucking 14 damage magic missile,
That's fine.
the fire shield she cast on her own shield, and then the wall of force that she encased him in briefly.
Wow.
We've determined she is some mix of fighter and wizard.
And also that she's badass.
She's
And she
pretty
can kick
damn
all of our
cool.
asses.
Alright, and I cast anti-magic field and she gets KO.
Oh yeah, Bradamir also asked Iron Stride why the hell he can't do magic like Reckoner can.
I
do not know.
Well, okay.
I was never taught the ways of magic. Then again, I was taught medicine, and yet I do not remember how to do any of it.
Well, the best time to learn something is in the past, and the next best time is now. You want to learn?
Magic or medicine?
Oh, well. Either, I suppose.
I feel that my simplistic ways of hitting things seems to work best in my favor. But it
I
would
mean,
be
you have
handy to
gotten
understand
quite good at that.
I appear to excel at it.
Alright, well, that's also fine.
Which reminds me, I should study over my father's notes to try and learn medicine again. Maybe I can get an inkling again, just reading them.
Hey, mind if I watch?
You may.
Thanks. Cool.
I will just be reading, though. Will it not bore you?
Well, maybe I can help. Could help to have some human insight.
That is true, and you have an actual anatomy and physiology for me to work with.
Wait, what?
Oh no.
Breaks open his ribcage. Ah, so that's where the heart is.
You only need one lung.
You didn't need that kidney. It belongs to the black market now.
Oh god.
Well, such a high price.
The Iron Market.
Everyone just hears Brad screaming down in the hall.
No, it's fine. They're just reading. Don't worry about it.
Even worse, Notlif is just like healing it all over.
Yeah. No, wear the Ring of Regen, then you can sell all your body parts.
Oh, Jesus.
You make a lot
Oh
of
my
money.
god. Deepest lore right there.
Not sure my sanity would keep.
Don't worry, that can be solved too.
The fuck?
Excuse me?
A lich just makes her person wear a ring of regeneration, just keeps cutting off the other hand. That way he has endless fucking crawling claws.
A million
That's
zombie
like a
hands.
coup. That's a coup-ism right there.
Yep.
Yep. You
They put it on the
misunderstand me, Brad. I do not have an organic body, so it is harder for me to understand when I do not have a subject in front of me to examine.
Do you mean for things like heartbeat? Pulse?
Yes.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
I am not going to cut you or harm you.
Good,
That
good.
would
Us.
be ridiculous.
I
I'm only
Excellent.
going to kill you.
I could harm him in small amounts so you can learn to fix it.
It won't hurt for long.
I do not believe that necessary just yet.
Okay.
That would be a volunteer project.
A lot of the physicians at the Sultanate's castle used to have volunteers for such things.
It makes sense. Being able to practice something is a lot better than just reading about it.
True, true.
Yes.
Pulls that great sword, looks at Brad.
I think the most brutal is
No, no.
the most brutal of times is the trial and error of broken bones.
I do not believe that we should break his bones. That would be quite traumatizing.
It would make sense of why they were being paid so much.
That does make sense, yes. By the way, I do not believe I told you my name. My name is Ironstride.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my god, the Ironstride? You mean that one?
The one from all the myths?
The myth, the legend.
Pleasure to meet you. Officially.
Pleasure is mine.
Ironstride got a girlfriend.
I will punch you, Brad.
Do it.
Puts a wall of force behind him and just full force crunch.
She just sees. Very well. Will you still be assisting me in the study, Brad?
Of course, let's go.
And just go downstairs, put my footlocker down, take my notes out, and start reading on the couch with Brad, I guess.
Alright.
Brad nuzzles against my shoulder, and I squash his head like a grape.
Nice.
As it leaves his mouth, you just like reach back, just crunch.
So go vines.
So, as you go to study, Korth actually comes over to you, Miller. So, Captain.
Yes.
Oh my god, Rex.
It's pretty cool.
I've seen your mark before.
I'm glad to hear that someone recognizes it.
Oh my god. Does your, do you still study with your master who trained you before?
No, they're not particularly happy with me.
What happened?
I may have failed to deliver something I was meant to. And in its place, delivered something I wasn't meant to. Made a bit of a mess, really.
Were you supposed to deliver a wedding ring and gave them a cock ring?
No, I was supposed to deliver some runes. Instead, I, bombed the place.
I like your style, Captain.
Ah, yes, easy to mistake. That's all the time.
That would explain why I haven't seen your insignia style of their house among their order.
Among the order?
Oh yes, wouldn't they have put your insignia if other masters taught by us?
Ah, right.
Oh, did you not reach
Alright.
that level yet?
I'll have you know, I'm probably better than anyone in my family.
I would believe it, considering the story you just told me.
I can't exactly guarantee it. It's not like I've seen them in the last few years.
After those matters, usually most people don't. Unless it's in a coffin.
But, I'm hoping that they didn't disown me while I was gone. Otherwise, I might have to think of my own mark.
Well, should think on that, maybe. I sure should have to. Then again, not sure where I'm really going to go. Stabbing a few people over those things. And then also the shame for my own house. I would imagine you, well, hopefully didn't bring too much shame to yours.
I would hope so as well. I mean, it's not like I hurt anyone. And, you know, the person I harassed was a bit of an asshole.
Master Craftsman revenge on a shitty cohort, I imagine.
Yes, well, pretty much. You know, it's not like I can go back either.
Don't want to get your family in trouble, or they just gave you the fine boot.
Well, you know, I'm going to have to go home eventually. Just have to find out whether or not I get arrested when I get there.
Hopefully not arrested. I like floating around with you psychopaths. At the same time, I kind of find myself in somewhat the same boat. Can't go back home myself. Must be arrested.
Well, what did you do? I hope it wasn't also blowing someone up.
Oh, no.
Or something, sorry.
Jeez.
I did tell you about stabbing a man in the throat over cheese, but I don't think I ever really bothered telling you why I was kind of ousted from my house in the Underdark. I used to be one of the Royal Guard, watch over the Matriarch's domain. Unfortunately, my mother thought it was a brilliant idea to try and take over for herself in one of those sections without the blessing of the Matriarch. Thankfully, my position, even though I did help in the overthrowing of the other's position, the other nobles did not take kindly and told the Matriarch immediately. And, though my family was not lucky enough to be banished, but instead turned to Dryda, my service to the Matriarch as one of the Guard, very loyally, was the only thing that gave me a saving grace to be banished to the surface. Unfortunately, I had to give up everything, so I was more or less coming up here a pauper.
I see, I don't mean to pry too much, but how long ago was that?
Probably 25 years.
Hmm.
Then you broke into the ship, found me shackled in the back corner, and, well, told me that I'm coming with you. Of course, then again,
Well-
I was going to attempt to stab the captain of the ship when he came back to unlock my ankle. But, well, you found me first, and I didn't have to stab him in the throat.
Well, to be honest, we were under orders to kill everyone on the ship, but I don't know, you seemed like you would take our side in the matter.
Go work on a slave farm, or kill people for money with pirates? One risks death, but at least the other one is death by choice and freedom of fighting?
Fair enough.
Of course, at the same time, they sold me for a pretty penny. It's pretty funny. They glorified me as much as they would glorify Ironstride's kind. It lasts a lifetime.
Well, I imagine you would. Though I suppose it does depend how hard they work you.
Not generally, I wouldn't imagine myself breaking like most of the men.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It wouldn't last a lifetime like that.
I do have a question. Do you know where
Oh, heck.
Bradomir is from?
I don't believe I ever bothered to ask. We just picked him up off an island.
Yes, that.
Good old days.
I've heard a bit about that, and it was fairly entertaining when he was in tears crying before me. Reminded me of good old times. Others begging for others begging for mercy before me in their knees.
Have fun with that, did you?
Of course I did. Like you wouldn't have fun having a man beg before you.
Never really thought about it. Though, I do regret not being able to see the look on his face when I blew up his tower.
Ah, yes, I think you would probably be arrested if you went back blowing up an entire tower.
Well, it's not like I took it down. I just put a jar of oil on some fireworks and set it off inside.
I like your style. We'll have to do that for fun one time when we're in another town.
It wasn't so much demolition as it was vandalism.
I would imagine
I feel sorry for whoever had to clean that up, because I know he sure didn't.
But seriously, we're going to have to do that one time. I would love to see that.
Well, if you can get some oil of oil of slipperiness, to really just lube up everything inside the building, and some fireworks, I'm sure we could find someone else worthy of a bit of explosive vengeance.
Oh my god. I'm sure I can get my hands on a good portion of those things. The fireworks, not so much.
Well, I'm sure we can find a way to deal with that one. Might be able to set up something myself. So, how about you work on the first thing? I'll secure some fireworks. We'll find someone who is going to have a really bad day.
We'll make it a date as soon as we get all of those things together.
Alright.
Definitely have to get a good view on it, too.
Oh, for sure. The worst thing about this sort of entertainment is not being able to see the aftermath.
That would be a great shame. I'm going to go find the one of immaculate performance. Oh my god.
Why is Roxy all on mole trays now?
Thank you, Alice. It's painless. Oh my god.
Nope.
Yeah, why you assuming it was me?
Because you're the one who knew the answer. Alrighty. So what is well, let's see. Misky, I assume you're learning from Stratosphere?
Mm-hmm.
Learning.
I'm observing the other machine.
The other machine? The fine gearworks?
All the constructs, just to make sure they're all doing well.
For that, you can see Natlef has cleaned up a few of them best as he could. Obviously, being models as old as you, still a good amount of rust and other things that he's cleaned off, and sand, grit, dirt, and others that have just kind of been worked in. The two other damaged units, you could tell he's kind of, well, pretty much set aside for the time because they're going to take the greatest and most significant amount of work. As he's going around, though, you can tell he's getting ready to attempt to at least try to awaken them.
I will observe to make sure there's no incidents again. So I'll stand over with him and reassure him, so he feels more comfortable.
All right. So, as you watch, as he's pretty much now just working out how to get them to jolt awake at this point. I'm glad you're in here with me. Considering the last demonstration of your new friend.
There should not be any other incidents, but if there are, I will protect you.
I just don't have to keep fixing the fucking doors.
Understood. I will make sure the door does not get damaged.
between the Hey. Oh god. Holy fucking shit. Hey. So. He's the special boy. As Notlif is finishing up the work on the two ones before him.
Yeah.
You do see them slowly word to life. Their eyes light up once again. The weapons in their hands still kind of gripped tight. They're looking back and forth as they look to the Notlif and then to you. Orders.
Stand ground for now.
With that, they'll scan around the room. They go to stand at either side of the door.
Yep.
And then they just kind of stay put, keeping watch.
I will wait until they've been awake for a little bit longer before trying to get them to assess for themselves.
With that, you can hear Philippe. She's like, "This crew is getting weirder every day, and this is coming from a brain."
In a jar.
Exactly.
Must admit it is quite interesting a sight, though.
I can most definitely say yes. It's most entertaining compared to watching a bunch of gloomy shadows do nothing all day.
I can imagine it would be.
That paladin still wants me dead, though. I could tell this. But I saved the bird. I am a good bird. I assure you.
It is okay. I will not let him harm you.
Thank you, my friend.
It is okay. It only just occurred to me. If somehow we were able to figure out what was done to me, we could put your body, well, your mind, in a body like mine. Then you would have actual freedom.
I like the sounds of this.
Should we come across a way to do so, we can try to make it happen. I can imagine being just in a jar would be tormenting.
Well, it still have its benefits. I do not die. The only boring part is I have to stay on fucking watch one location for a really long time.
That would get dull.
You're telling me.
Anyway, I will go back to study with Brad, with the medicine.
Alright. So, obviously, going to have quite a few days. So, anyone would like to do in particular, aside from just the medicine study and turning Rexiel into Bayless?
I will take a moment to, step away from the sword that I'm trying to make lighter, and spend some time fabricating up a replacement ballista.
Ooh. Alrighty then.
And I quite literally mean I will use fabricate and just turn some raw materials into a new ballista.
Presumed as much.
I will assist others where I can, and when I do not need to assist anyone. I will work on trying to get the newly conscious machines to think a bit more for themselves. Just ease them into the idea.
Alright.
As well as keeping an eye on A3 and A4.
I'll be using all those new swords that Millie made and training up some of the crew. Just basic sword. Use.
I want to work with Stratosphere to make that fuel you and I were talking about.
Alrighty. So, for that, Misky, go ahead. Give me 3 intelligence checks.
So just flat intelligence?
Yep. So you're pretty much working this plan out initially, just from overall ideas of what you actually witnessed. And so you're starting to get a good portion of ideas of what you want to make from the initial canon, other ideas of that sort. Kind of running through various ideas of how to be able to get it to fully function with Stratosphere, and along with the overall stability and reloading properties, where it won't blow somebody away.
Yay, progress.
So, let's see, Valus.
Yo.
Let's see. Go ahead and give me. I would say good 3 charisma checks.
Charisma.
Yeah.
Oof.
As you're trying to get these boys to focus, pay attention, and learn how to fight properly. Kind of guiding them.
How do I do straight up charisma?
Just click on the charisma on the sidebar, the left side.
On the word.
Alright. So first day goes actually surprisingly well. Next 2 days, not so much, just because it's a little more rough weather and they don't pay attention too much, and they kind of want to make sure that the rigging is still good. So unfortunately, some kind of dip in and out of the glass as they're trying to continue training, especially on this small crew that you currently have.
Just be doing like basic self-defense stuff.
I just tried. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me 2 intelligence and 1 charisma check. As you try and ease A3 and A4, as well as the other 2 that are recently awakened. Just kind of getting a feel and balance.
I was waiting to roll another 11.
Oh, jeez. So, you're trying to ease A3 and A4 into, a few more things. It seems to be going alright. And then when you try and help them, like, come up with an idea of their own, you can tell that they're not entirely stable at that point for it, and they just kind of break away from what you're trying to show them to organizing the ship again.
That's right. They just need more time.
As for the other 2 units that you're trying to ease into kind of being a little more unique to themselves, you find out that the other 2 are called Unit 63 and 14.
63 and 14, right. I think the next test I'll do is asking them what they would like to be called. But that'll have to wait for when we have more time.
Alrighty. So. as the days do travel on, Akorth is actually going to pester you, Radimir.
Alright.
So what is your family responsible for, considering this ship was paid for by piracy of the other one that was stolen from you?
Okay, Josh DM, is this something you want me to make up, or am I supposed to...
You can make it up, yeah.
Anything you say becomes real.
Oh my god.
Anything you can and will say will be used against you in a court of Josh DMing.
Well, you see, Akorth, my family runs a series of brothels all across this land.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
Fuck.
We're the leading, brothel people.
Brothel people.
It's canon.
you can tell she's actually like looking at you and like a little bit of disbelief. So, leading brothel people and trade ships.
Oh no, not trade ships. We had enough money that we had our own sort of private vessels.
So, did you enjoy trading between brothel to brothel travel?
Oh, I didn't much care for that. That was my family's business.
Are you telling me your family dealt in whores and nothing but that in traveling whores?
And you got bored of it.
He had surplus escorts.
No, I didn't see any of that. My family, they tried to bring me up as a little good boy.
Yes, I can
You
tell
didn't
you're
do
such a
anything.
little good boy in the bedroom.
Oh.
A bit of my soul just left. Okay.
Your soul is mine.
No, my parents, they tried to, like, on the backs of their success, they tried to give me the best education they could, and I led a pampered life, but that's not the one I wanted.
So you just jumped up and left with a bunch of friends to become, well, a pirate.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Fair enough. You seem free-spirited enough, anyway.
Well, never liked studying. Who does?
I don't know, you seem to have studied the female figure pretty, well, versely.
Well, you see, the family mansion had far too many of those kinds of books lying around.
Fair enough.
And while they kept me locked up in there wasn't much else to do. Whenever I could get out of the place, I would try to be some sort of pirate, I guess.
Well, I can definitely say you've succeeded. To a good degree. So where are one of these famous brothels we might want to make a stop off?
Oh, there's actually one in Langrange.
Oh, Karth, why would you need those?
Well, just to see the competition. I would imagine plenty were after your royal scepter.
Stop it, Josh. Stop it.
If this are the conversations you are going to have, I would prefer to study alone.
Oh, you're still here, right?
I have been here the entire time, Brad.
I'm sorry, guys.
Well, I
You
mean,
just forget my existence. I tower over you.
well, you are studying medicine. You do need to study both anatomies, don't you? We could have a full class right now.
Jesus.
That is not the form of anatomy I need to study.
You know, a Karth is sort of right. Could come in handy. Somehow.
I am looking at battlefield medicine, not sexual organs.
What if the sexual organs are damaged,
Then
How are
that
you
is
going
your
to fix
problem. I am sure the world would be better off if it was.
Well, can't argue with that.
You have become a spicy one.
Thinking for myself is quite a pleasure.
Well, a Karth, shall we give Fine Stride some privacy?
Well, if you insist. Is it time to polish the scepter?
Please shut up. Stop talking.
Did anyone desire to seduce a drow?
Organics are very strange.
I don't feel comfortable with this anymore.
Yeah, the rest of this conversation is gonna happen in DM chat.
See, you
And
weren't
which I'll make
subjected.
more backstory.
You're lucky at least that Miski wasn't subjected to sitting directly next to the entire conversation.
Oh, Misky would have picked. I'm so bad. Me personally almost couldn't breathe for a minute there. Oh god.
Yes, we run brothels. Excuse me.
Excuse me?
Yes, head brothel people.
Well, you told me anything I say is canon, so I couldn't help myself.
We traded in brothel women. We traded in whores. That's it.
That's it. There ain't no more.
Okay, so
Just
you're
bitches.
training them?
Bitches and hoes.
You buy them, we fly them.
It's like a football team, guys.
Okay, so this
You're
this
like,
part is
yeah.
done. Josh, I'm gonna start
Yeah.
made up.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I want Susie down the street. She's a real good money maker.
This has been an experience for all of us.
I wasn't ready.
Hi, welcome to Bradimir's Escort Depot. You want them? Let's go.
Fucking
It's
Billy,
not named after me.
go ahead and roll weaponsmith with intelligence.
What? You're gonna roll weaponsmith to sharpen your scepter?
No, not
Polish,
me.
mate. Polish.
Fucking wyvern spikes.
Not me.
Oh, crying a little.
Your
Jesus.
Karth's gonna need to roll some weapons and things soon.
Cora's gonna need a whetstone.
She's wanting that spear.
Oil that whetstone and get to grinding. So
That.
The grinding wheel.
I don't know if Rossi's even listening.
Probably not.
Oh, I'm here.
Alright. Weaponsmith, your forge tools with intelligence for the tail spikes that you want to turn into daggers.
Daggers. Smith with int submit.
Alrighty. So, especially working through the entirety of the day and ignoring most of the conversations going on behind you, you actually make extremely good progress. Able to reduce the component parts to exactly what you need and maintain some of the poison for the wyvern tail spikes. I was just going to take a good amount more time. But you have a lot of the base components ready. Side note, Misky, as you are attempting to learn and also to make the cannon, you actually are getting a little more efficient with the engine. You are actually learning to fully read the dials and fully assess whether or not the engine is stable or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, have a great deal more skill with that now, without worrying of needing Stratosphere to be there to be able to feed the engine properly between elemental fire and air without overloading it.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Swashbuckler Huckler in his traveling hair. I love how the images change. It actually comes over to bother you a little bit, Tilrath.
Who's bothering me?
One of the fellow sailors.
Oh no. I look so fucking evil. I'm just gonna sacrifice him.
His space
Or open a
13.
portal to my dark god's dimension and throw him in.
As he does come up, he actually offers you a flask. Like, drink?
Sure.
So, do you take a sip or a swig?
Well, I'm driving, so a swig.
Alright. Gives a pretty solid punch. And that nice warm buzz. It's a very heavy whiskey. I've got to say, I wasn't expecting you guys to steal an entire fucking set of fucking defender bots, whatever those things are technically.
Yeah, we stole those.
You know, I think you guys have honestly made the most profit in one shot compared to Virm Kig.
I mean, we made the same amount actually earlier too when we killed the. I guess how do I explain that woman who lived really far underwater?
Oh, like that woman who lived really far underwater.
Like a mermaid or some shit?
I guess.
Your first captain before we had this ship. He was a fucking scared bastard. I was originally around for that one. I don't know where he got it, but when they picked us up in port, we actually managed to hammer out quite a few merchant ships, and I think our luckiest strike is when we got one who was trading silver and gold ingots.
Why would you use something this nice for such a base piracy? Like, that's such a waste.
Yeah, you can't compare in speed. Also, the overall defensive capabilities are, well, used to be. Looks at the new ballista that's probably going up after Miller and fabricated. At the same time, have you ever noticed? Well, where are you from anyway? Like, I was picked up around Mirage City.
Yeah, how many people that are birds do you see? They like 50%, 75% who you interact with?
I'm pretty used to Aarakocra myself, but I know they like to travel between Sleet Run and the Mirage City.
Well, if you must know, I came from very far south, and then I moved to Sleep Run when I was about 4. About.
I lived most of my life in Mirage City. I was running around like a shitty little urchin that I was, stealing. Then I started turning to privateering, as they put it politely at first.
Yeah, I know that kind of a lifestyle. I lost my eye to that kind of a lifestyle. It's back now, though. We apparently have a fix for that.
Yeah, that's good. I myself used to have a wife and kid waiting for me all the time in Mirage City. She left, my dumbass. She was always too scared of me never coming back.
Eh. Is that what original training? Just like cutting his hand on cardboard?
Oh, and you got imbued with the power of cardboard.
That's why he always crumbles.
Oh, shit!
I was waiting for that.
He folds up for easy storage.
Pack it in, boys.
Pack it in, we're putting him down flat.
Storing him underneath the armoire for the season. So, anyways.
You got anyone waiting for you back home, or are you just roaming around like the others?
It's a long story. You don't want to hear it, but like, I mean, Sleep Run. No, I was there. Though.
I've been hearing there's some pretty big rumors going port to port for a while. Sultanate's building up an army of ships.
Yeah, we heard of that too.
Between you and me, I'm pretty sure whatever's gonna go down between those two cities, we don't want to fucking be anywhere near between them.
No, we'd probably need a bigger ship for that.
That's what I'm saying. If we get caught between them, we're gonna have one hell of a time leaving the area.
We're probably faster than a Sleep Run battleship, you know?
It's not how many, it's how many shots you could avoid before the, well, elemental air leaves your sails.
Yeah, I guess.
Either way, it was still impressive, whatever the fuck that small armada was that we managed to weave through.
Yeah, I'm impressed we didn't crash and die.
Got close.
Probably the worst maneuver we could have done, but I mean, hey, it worked.
I wouldn't imagine harpooning a ship was the most brilliant idea at first, but proved me wrong. Scared the living shit out of me.
Yeah, and me and Einstride nearly killed each other, but you know, it worked.
That alone was impressive. I don't know how the fuck you're breathing after that, and that shit would have turned me to hamburger. Gods must really like you guys.
I don't know why you would. I mean, we kind of just showed up on deck and started stabbing people.
All the other lads always say, those who manage to survive the weirdest and, well, worst of odds Always have the best payout in the end. Stick around with him while you can. I'm gonna be bothering you guys for as long as I can. Till I feel I have a heavy enough purse to walk the fuck out of here forever.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it's your call. The way it's going now, we might end up getting enough robots that we don't even need actual crew anymore. Who knows?
Fair enough. Just hope they're not too heavy for those rigs.
Yeah, I bet they will be. Don't worry about it. Probably get stuck to it myself.
I'll have a few other things to tie off.
He left his sword.
Part of his sword.
Apparently some of it.
The shadow blade.
He left this. He's gonna stab me.
Another shadow blade.
It was a parting gift.
Nothing person.
Nani? Fucking love the random beard and gay tie on one of these boys.
Oh, hi.
So. Obviously, traveling to Langresh a good portion of time still. So you guys will actually still have another full-on week of nice, relaxing, quiet, and craft, and be able to talk.
Nice.
During a bit of free time, I approach Valus.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Valus!
What's up?
You seem like a bit of a weapon master with all those different armaments you carry around.
Pretty decent.
Could you teach me how to use a sword?
Probably. I don't see why not. If you can hold it up.
I'd draw my lightened dragonbone longsword. Well, I specially made this for me, so I would feel pretty bad if I never learned how to use it.
Well, let me know when you want to get started.
Now, if possible.
Alright. Go upstairs. We'll probably need space for this. Well, I've seen you use have I seen you use a sword, like, ever?
No, I occasionally stab people with a dagger, and that's it. You know, daggers are easy, you just shank someone.
Stab him with the pointy end.
Well, let's get started then.
Right,
Well, I can literally roleplay this whole thing out if you want to, or we can just say I train him for a couple.
I'm fine with either, really.
It's gonna be a
But I did assume that this was going to be something that we got to day train together, and then Josh would probably ask someone else what they're up to.
Pretty much.
Alright.
I keep
What?
working on the iRobot project.
The robot revolution.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So. All of that good stuff is going on. There is a point where Notliff will actually get the other ones up and running, just not the two heavily damaged ones.
Yep.
Which will consist of Guardian 72, 36, and 12. Which at the same point in matter after that, Malfo will actually come and get you on here, Sherlock. Yeah. Got some of your other lads up and moving.
That is good. I will see to them. And I'll give the new ones the same process of just simple commands to work on for now, so they can get used to being up and running again. But the ones that have been up for a week or so now, or the past couple of days, I'm gonna start trying to make them think more complex.
Alright. What are you gonna tell them to do?
I want them to assess the ship and then form an assessment for themselves on the current state of the ship.
It's trash.
Garbage!
So it allows them to patrol the ship to get more, get a look around, and then it also allow them to, well, think for themselves what they believe the status of the ship would be.
Alrighty.
They're coming back all like panicked. We are crashing.
It's burning. So, as you're training up on the deck, you can actually see the other two that were watching the quarters are actually now just kind of patrolling the ship, kind of like how Ironstride used to.
Hmm.
It's the big Papa project.
It's a big brother. So, as this continues on, as excuse me, sorry. As you are still learning from Stratosphere, do you still go to Telrath to occasionally take control of the ship?
Oh, absolutely. Bird needs rest.
No, never.
Bird needs sleep.
He will never sleep.
Birds are
Good sleepers while they're awake.
Sleep. So like as soon as I hear a panicked scream of "We're about to hit a rock," I wake up immediately.
Oh shit!
That's how Misty's gonna take up her shifts. It's just gonna be like, "We're about to hit a rock." No.
All right, lunch break. Smoke break.
I'm free to go. All right, like we're about to crash. God damn it! God damn it! God damn it!
Fuck.
I had to realign myself. No. Close enough.
So, at this point, obviously, it's going to take quite a few more days before you can have full proficiency with your sword, Melrib. But obviously, training is going very well. actually return down to the quarters after assessing. Kind of go on a little bit of a standby as they think things through. As you are flying, seems to be a rather cloudy night. A little bit difficult to see what's going on. Who would be taking control of the ship at night?
If Telrath is asleep, then I'd be on the helm. Unless Miski's come and told me she specifically wants to fly in this kind of weather.
If it's this sort of weather, Misky would have handed it over to Iron Stray because, I don't know, machines see better.
I sleep.
Ow. You left behind your guys.
You'll find your hoodie.
I can't move it with me. It's not. I don't own it.
The Burb hoodie.
The Burb brand hoodie.
It's okay. Misky slept down here. Oops.
You got prior obligations, just a Misky step. Whoever's got you down trying to get you off the ship. Look, Misty, step out of there.
Trying to gather. Oh no, his beard has vanished. Damn. It's over. They don't have the pie ground anymore. So. As the night is fairly cloudy, and straight to your kind of keep a watch.
Mm-hmm.
There is a point where you do kind of see from the clouds, not in aggressive fashion or anything, but just kind of since the deck is just kind of there, a flock of hippogriffs come landing down on the ship.
I will keep an eye on them for now, but if they don't do anything harmful, then I'm not really all that concerned. They need rest somewhere too. That is a very large flock.
I mean, you did say flock, you didn't say a couple. Or 3.
Yeah. I just let them rest until they wish to leave.
You can just see them sitting there, preening their feathers, kind of just looking around. You can just see that on the other side of the deck, Reckoner actually looks very calm. And after probably what seems like a good hour, actually, in a very strange fashion, will actually go out and start petting one.
Huh.
What the fuck?
And it has no negative reaction to her?
It doesn't.
Huh. That is impressive.
As you look over to A4, you can see it's a great deal of confusion as he's looking at the deck covered with hippogriffs.
If he ever looks my way, I'll just kind of give him a it's okay kind of look. They're fine. Just be calm. It's a lot of looks to give, but it's a lot of looks nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. So, most of the night passes very calmly. Reckoner just kind of strolls to the other side of the ship, just past through the entire crowd of the hippogriffs. Early morning, one of the guys kind of comes to the grate, looks out, and just sees the skeleton of hippogriffs sitting there, and slowly closes it back down.
I'm sure they'll leave soon.
So.
Besides, I can't just not steer the ship.
The minor complications. Oh crap. So continues on, gets to about midday after a good while, unless somebody else is going to do something. The hippogriffs just kind of sit there enjoying the breeze, not moving for a while, or a long while at this point.
Reckoner, the crew can't come up with them there. Is it possible you could convince them to leave?
I could try.
Just be careful.
So she goes over. She attempts to start getting him to
corral them off. Just give them a couple of shoes. Shoot, shoot.
Alright, with a surprising amount of gentleness and skill, manages to get one or two to edge near the side of the ship, jump off, and you can actually see quite a few others actually start to follow suit. About another 30 minutes or so before the rest are all just kind of completely off as they start following the rest of their flock.
The thunder call.
A3 was just fluffed to death by feathers.
Oh, it's so fluffy I could die.
I've experienced the world of downy feathers.
It's so nice.
So, crew members are finally able to come back up. Telrath, you just see an abundance of hippogriff feathers all over the fucking deck.
Neat.
Alrighty. So. As everything is surprisingly calm. The travel to Lingresh will actually go completely unimpeded.
Wow.
It's actually one of the calmest travels you've ever had. Aside from,
Oh, it's wonderful.
aside from seeing the occasional other trading vessel that's passing by, it's actually very easy to reach Lingresh. At this point, when you do arrive at the airport, overall, it doesn't seem like a very large place. It seems like a very small town. Looks like it had probably a good amount of life here before. Seems to have faded away. Not in a harsh fashion, but just kind of houses that nobody lives in anymore. Places that people do live in, just still occasionally visited. Trade is still there in the port, but not anywhere near as heavily as you've seen in other locations. Seems almost like a small forgotten section of the world.
It's cozy.
Mm-hmm. As you do arrive, you actually get quite a few surprised looks from the people at the port, as they haven't seen a ship this large and for a good while, especially looking to that of an airship. Most of the ships coming to this location are sailing ships.
This is quite the galleon of a ship. So
It somehow feels smaller than the old one.
It's the lack of length, but there's a lot more deck.
I guess, yeah, like, it's not as big down below, and, like, you know, there isn't, like, multiple floors in the same way, but, like, the main deck is fucking colossal.
oh yeah, it's great. I guess we all go to do our own things. Like I think Miski wants adamantine for her cannon, doesn't she?
I would imagine. If you were looking for that stuff. No.
I feel like we're still at the point of how to make not blow up boat.
I look for signs of Papa Adel. Thanks, buddy.
So, Miski, go ahead and roll your investigation as well as you, Ironstride. Miski, looking for a place that might be able to sell adamantine. It's a little more on the rare side. Alright.
What I get for being late.
I got the bird helping me, sir.
But that's definitely advantage as Tarath is assisting you.
Oh god, I needed it.
Yeah, you did.
Alright, so at this point you can also see even surprisingly Reckoner has even disembarked here and seems to be exploring around. But
yeah, she's free to do so.
At this point you can even see that a few other people are kind of like pointing at Memdosh, peering through the window, like looking back at everyone.
Oh yeah, a bit of a motley crew, aren't we?
Philippe is doing like little finger puppetry in the window with his mage hand.
They probably think we're a circus.
So, Miski, unfortunately, as you do explore the smithies, you can see that those who do have adamantine is not in a large quantity, and they're not really willing to part with it cheaply.
What bitches.
As to, well, they do have some of it, it's just not the huge amount you're looking for. Because a cannon of the caliber that you're thinking of would still require quite a few ingots to shape it properly.
Yeah.
So, an iron strike.
Guys, don't hate me.
Can...
I'm gonna look for a weapon shop.
Oh.
No.
His weapon addiction grows. You go to.
I just have to check.
For
You have 3+.
I need to check.
I will send you.
I need it.
Actually, I know what else Miski could look for if that's cool with y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Been a while since she got a new smut book, you know.
Ooh.
has read that thing cover to cover.
Oh dear.
Alright, go ahead and roll another investigation since, unfortunately,
Watch me blow this.
that's a nat 20, I guarantee it.
Nah.
Aw. Well.
I'm just gonna go to bed, guys. Fuck this shit.
Oh. We'll get to the smut store in a second. Because you do
If you're
find...
looking for smut, Redemy will help you look for smut.
Brenemy knows where it all is.
Yeah, I know where it
His
is.
family history.
Oh, it's his smut store.
The Korth vanishes briefly.
Oh, well, alright.
But, oh, alright then. Shit. Don't worry. So, as you're investigating the small town, you notice one or two things that kind of stick out a little bit. One that seems to have statues lined around the garden. Though they're vaguely humanoid, you kind of take notice of it, Telrath, and you actually pointed out to Ironstride that though they're humanoid forms, they're much older, and even though they're worn, they still hold a slight fashion of that being a construct. Even though this house isn't immense, it's still a fair-sized home. The garden itself seems to be the most of it, but look around, and you do recognize the last name. Is that of your father's?
Kronstein. Kronstein. I will go knock on the door.
As you do, going up the way, you can actually see that there's still families living here. As you, before you even reach the door, you can actually hear what sounds like a little girl kind of call out, "Look, Mom, one's still active." With that, you can see the mother come around the corner. An elven woman. Looks a little surprised, but kind of slowly approaches. May I help you? Are you here for a delivery or something?
I am here looking for Adel Kronstein.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that name.
Are you of the Kronstein family?
Yes, my husband is.
Your husband?
Yes, he's.
Is he available?
He's away on trade. I apologize. Is there anything I might be able to help you with? I know.
What is your name?
Oh, my apologies. My name is Yala.
Yo.
Yes.
Do you know a Miralith?
I'm sorry, no. Are they distant relatives?
They are my parents. I'm Iron, my name is Yorickson. Yorickson Kronstein. This must be difficult to accept, considering my current form. I was expecting to find Adel here.
She looks around cautiously and goes to grab your hand while holding her daughters and come on, and leads you inside.
I follow without resistance.
Oh, they're gonna strip you for parts, man.
Does she let the bird in, or does she shut the door in his face?
She just shut them.
She brings him in too. Brings him in, slams in his face. Get the fuck out of here, you damn Aarakocra! Filthy
Stupid bird.
shitting everywhere.
I'll show you.
Shits on her doorstep.
It's what I do.
Oh.
It's a strafing run.
Jesus, that's a big strafing run.
Target destroyed.
Target sighted.
So, as they bring you in, quickly looks outside, closes the door, locks it. I was told by my husband, I didn't believe it originally until he showed me his family lineage, but there's others who've been seeking you.
Me?
Yes.
Why would others be seeking me?
Others, some... she immediately goes over it. She'll actually find what you recognize to be your father's signet.
Oh, I pull out my father's wax seal as well.
They believe that if they find any like yourself, that somehow you're going to know the ritual.
But I do not.
They will tear you to pieces, not believing you.
Many things have tried to tear me apart so far on our journey. None have succeeded. I do not intend in letting someone tear me to pieces in an attempt to find out something I do not know.
Then I would recommend staying far away from Mirage City.
Is that a place where they wish to find the ritual?
It's where the kings and queens wanted it for a long time.
Did Father ever speak of me? Did you not know him? Only your husband.
My husband has heard of him. Unfortunately, I don't think... if I understand the time that he did stay here before, well, he was possibly found, that he even got a chance to speak with him.
You are cutting out pretty badly, my dude.
My bad. My husband, Jarvan, has always done trade with the Mirage City, just to keep up looks.
I understand. I am a little disappointed I did not see my parents. But it is good to see family nonetheless. And answers are always welcome.
Yes, it's reassuring to know that at least some families survived all these attritions.
We have a strange family history.
Unfortunately, the Sultan attempted to find our secrets, torn this house apart quite a few times.
So our family is under much suspicion throughout the years?
Unfortunately.
I am not sure what Father did to me. All I know is that he put me in this immortal body. I understand he did it for a good reason, apparently. But at what cost?
I would imagine to save a loved one's life.
Yes. But he has doomed our lineage so far. You have all suffered at this Raj. Because I exist.
No one could have foreseen that happening.
It is disheartening. But after 600 years, it is surprising to see that there is still people alive that are my family. I was not sure if I would wake to find anyone.
We were always passed on as, well, family member to family member. The information
Yes.
about each one of us. Come. And she'll actually lead you further back towards the house, and she actually indents one of the bricks in this home and goes further down. You can see a stone stairwell actually drop down step by step.
The bird just shadowing me, just, what the fuck?
It's like I'm not even here.
Just a fly on the wall.
Yeah. She assumes you're there for the ride. But she will actually lead you down into...
I'm Iron Stride's imaginary friend.
Yeah.
I reassure her that Telly is my trusted friend.
I assumed as much.
Weird bird. I don't know him. Why'd you let him in?
God! This creepy fucking bird just follows me around in this town.
God, do I hate seagulls.
As she leads you down, slowly as you get into the main chamber below this home, you can see her light one of the sconces, set some of the blazers alight. You actually see whole family line.
Oh.
As she finishes getting to the end of the hall, seeing every name for your family line going through this entire tree. You can see each one. It's been specially marked. You see your cousin's name on there. Or not your nephew's name.
Alphon.
Yeah, Alphon. But you see that the mark beside his name. You come to realize each of these marks is people who've done the ritual.
Oh.
You see another 9 marks aside from Alphon. And then you see your father's name. And it has the same mark.
Oh my god.
He did this to himself as well.
He did. We received many letters back home from the others. Unfortunately, is a point where your father stopped sending them back. She'll actually go over and open up a chest, and it's all the letters from the family members I've been writing back home.
Oh, all my immortal cousins.
There's one that's been addressed to you.
Addressed to me? From father?
Somebody else.
Mother? I'll take it anyway, read it.
As you do. It is your mother.
Mummy!
I heard the word ritual and came sprinting. Killed 3 families on the way here.
I killed 5 children just to get here on time.
Yeah, Reckoner did say something about Mirage City, didn't she? But that's alternate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's
I mean,
my family secret.
You also do remember the statement that she made. She was getting it for her friend, and she became sentient. So it could be that she was doing it out of the kindness of her own heart. She didn't want her friend to die.
It could be.
For her friend, the Sultan.
It doesn't mean. Look, just because they're assholes doesn't mean they're all awful people.
I mean, well, he's
There's
got a point.
Those two things are usually attached.
Give it an 80% attach rate.
The message from your mother just reads simple. I love you.
Oh,
I found your father, and I'm going to try and get him back.
To get him back. Do you think she was suggesting that he was caught?
It's possible.
Do you think that Mirage City would be where they caught him? Or took him?
I would hope not, but if that is where he is, then I'm not sure if he's in one piece anymore.
If that is the case, then they have only declared war with me.
Do be careful if you go there. They are
I will not allow them to harm our family.
a lot more versed in the craft of, well, your family's lineage.
I will figure something out.
Well, it's probably really unlikely that they would kill him.
If he designed the ritual, then perhaps
They'd want him alive.
it is likely. Father and mother designed me to be strong. But I think it was not only to protect myself, but to protect the rest of our family too. I can do some good.
Are we toppling a second empire now?
If they have done what we think they have done, then I will happily topple them.
I've always hated the Sultan, and I'm cool with it.
Then I am glad to have you by my side, my friend.
Maybe we can steal a better ship from them, too. I don't think
It
we can
would
get
make-
much better than we have.
It would be insult to injury, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I don't know where we'd sell it, though. We'd have to drive all the way back.
We would figure something out.
Yeah. Wait, did your mother become a golem, too?
Let me check for the name. And I will search for Lilith's name and see if it has the mark.
For that, you would see the mark.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
She probably got caught, too.
How long ago did you receive this letter?
Following the date when it was catalogued with the rest of the families, it would be about 100 years.
100 years ago?
Yes.
How would she know that I would show up here?
Somehow our whole family does.
This is just where we all seem to come.
Yes.
It is very likely that all of us are in danger now. If they have the information. But we do not age. They could still be there. They may be torturing them for as long as required. I do not like that thought.
Just don't be brash. Can't.
I will not succumb to their dangers. I will not be alone. I have friends.
I can see that. She kind of looks to Deborah.
What? Can't have a bird.
Disproving another look, just pirate.
I'm an opportunist, not a pirate.
I'm not one to judge another's life choices.
How dare you be a bird?
How come you're a bird in my house?
Change!
Short lifespan!
Disgusting. The bird is raw.
Gotta pluck the feathers for the stew.
Disgusting. Well, one could assume they haven't managed to get it yet, otherwise they would have stopped trying to steal all those machines from the isle we visited.
Possible.
Like, what would be the point if they already had the ritual?
Some of the technology that is there is... well, has been lost.
And they aren't really mass importing them. This was seen by the fact that at the Gold Coast there was all of those old war models that were being sold to just mercenaries.
It is unlikely that they had found any of the research or development sections of the Gagaron front.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that if they'd already completed it, they'd be mass importing them to shove people into.
As it stands, I am happy to keep freeing my people. I did not ask. What is the little one's name?
Her name is Zindi.
Zindi?
Yes.
She is quite small.
She was... I almost didn't believe her at first when she said it was one active. She always pretended pretends that the statues come to life and are moving like the rest of the family does.
I did not think I would see such an active small child. Our journey has mostly just been violent. It is refreshing.
Violence may chase our family, but we have definitely found peace in many places.
That is good to hear. Would she like a piggyback?
Yeah!
Whoa! Okay, hang on a second.
Einstrad's gonna take this time to have wholesome family time, and he's gonna play with the kid.
Alright.
He's gonna play. Is it Cindy or Zindy?
Zindy.
Zindy. Gonna play with Zindy.
She is fucking stoked out of her mind. You could actually see that there are actually other kids from the neighborhood that are showing up fucking excited as hell.
It's like, holy shit!
When that's working! He's so cool!
Is Telrath getting these wholesome feels?
Yes, he is.
Watching wholesome families. Small as
The big murder golem playing with kids and actually having a great time.
I remember those hands throwing a man into a propeller.
He just sees him like tossing her up in the air, like wee wee. Imagines a propeller.
It's like a Vietnam flashback here. That's the
Like I
child.
threw the kid up and I accidentally use a little too much force and she leaves the atmosphere.
God. What the Ma is actually pretty excited. Is making up snacks for the kids and you, Telrath.
Oh hell yeah! Telrath gets free food.
Free snacks.
Sitting there asking you about your travels with Iron Strike.
For me to edit out the parts where he violently murders people.
I mean, you are free to say whatever you.
I'm asking the woman.
Oh.
She'll look a little surprised. I'm not squeamish, but not about the kids.
Okay. I'll leave out the propeller part then.
The what now?
And Bayless, unfortunately, especially being a smaller trade town, there's nothing really extravagant weapon-wise. There's a few things here and there, crossbow and bow-wise, and there's a few really nicely made harpoons, but nothing that's like, aggressive warrior.
Yeah. I just had to check in case, in this one random town there was like a legendary weapon that hadn't been found for millions of years,
Oh, of course.
One Piece style.
Yeah,
Sitting in a weapons store in a small trade town in a dusty old container case.
Well, it's straight out of One Piece. The fucking Zoro the swordsman finds like a super legendary weapon in like a bargain bin for like $50.
It's cursed. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but it's still his best sword.
Yeah, it's true. And I believe we'll leave off there as.
Oh, no smart store.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot this one store.
No, we're leaving off there.
At the smut store.
Hells yeah.
The smut store. We'll come back to the smut store. How about that?
Cool.
Yeah.
He has to write smart for next week.
Well, you didn't have to be smart for the initial book, alright?
I'm going
That's
to
fair
sleep
enough.
now. This is late. I will see all
See
of you
ya.
later.
Hi.
Yada, yada,
Yeah,
yada.
Nick.
So yeah, Luke, he has a cursed sword, but I'll gladly take a cursed sword that can cut mountains in half.
God
Yeah, right.
damn.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I have to check every weapon shop just in case.
I mean, it could be like Grandma who got the Vorpal Great Axe.
Yeah, you could get lucky like that.